Well, I just found the World Cup of Gardening.
Okay.
And you don't have to wait till June 11th because it's happening right now.
Oh, there you go. Love Honey presents Aphrodite's Hot House doesn't sound like the title in a garden. It sounds like a title I'd be like, you can't put that on the podcast.
Apparently, you have to submit blueprints a year in advance. And once you're approved, you have only up to 20 days to transform a flat lawn into a flawless masterpiece.
When I say it, some people will be like, well, I may or may not agree with your opinion. When these guys say it, people sit up and listen.
Some new plants have been unveiled.
Okay, I tell you about their root system, but they're too underground for you.
You can leave.
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our garden nook.
The World Cup is starting soon.
Yep.
Is that what I keep seeing everywhere?
Yeah, like early mid-June.
Yeah. Because I watched Ted Lasso and the guy, what's his name again? The football is
Danny Rojas.
Danny Rojas.
Football is life,
there
amigo.
we go. Yes.
I love Danny.
And he got signed.
Yeah,
I got so excited.
He was one of my favorite characters.
Me too.
Loved Danny.
Me too. And then I just got in this wormhole because I was planning out my trip to the West Coast at the end of June. And I was like, why are hotels so expensive?
Yeah.
And it's literally because the World Cup is happening.
Vancouver's a host city.
Had no idea how big this event was going to be.
Oh, it's huge.
And so you are cheering for England?
Yep. All the way. They haven't won since 66. So,
but they did win.
Yeah, once. But,
there you go. It's so funny how they are literally like the premier place for football. And
yep, they've won one World Cup well before I was born.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Kind of like Canada and the Stanley Cup. You know, we don't really win that much.
92. I'm not a hockey fan. 92, I think.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Montreal Canadiens, 92, maybe 96.
Yeah.
A hockey fan will absolutely correct us. But hey, you know what? Habs are in the playoffs right now and they're into the next round. So go Habs go and such.
There you go.
Yep.
And such.
I don't know.
Go sports.
go local sports franchise.
Well, I just found the World Cup of Gardening.
Okay.
And you don't have to wait till June 11th because it's happening right now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, or I guess it just finished, really.
Who won?
Well, I can tell you.
Brazil.
Yeah, not at all. Incredible. So I did a little bit of a deep dive. You want to learn more about it?
Of course.
Okay. I got so excited. Secretly, you know, like when people put together PowerPoints to be like, hey, this is why you should take me to the Chelsea Flower Show.
Yeah.
Colin. So next year, this is my entry to get me a ticket. So is
this your hint for next year's Mother's Day
100%,
gift?
100%, yes, from you, even though we have no affiliation with each other than we're friends. So it happens every year, late May, for 5 days. So the first 3 days are for like celebrities, Royal Horticulture Society folk, and for judging. And then for the next 2 days, the public can go in and they can just go and roam all the gardens. It happens on 11 acres of the Royal Hospital Chelsea in London. And then they also have like little other sections. So they have like shopping and they have small space gardening.
I think they also have areas too where it's like more hardware. So like you can actually purchase stuff.
Yes, I heard you could get like really posh greenhouses.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the greenhouses and like high-end gardening tools and pruners and and some new gadgets probably.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like I think they have an area there where it's kind of like the high-end gardening.
I saw a designer kneeling pad and it had like little
like Louis
stripey,
Vuitton.
Yeah, kind of, but it was like a designer name. And I was like, that is so interesting. But it was white. And I was like, the practical gardener in me, I don't know. I just feel like that would definitely be something if I was like a millionaire and I was going to spend money on I'd be like, yeah, I want it because I like the look of it, but I'm probably going to only use it once.
Yeah.
Apparently you have to submit blueprints a year in advance. And once you're approved, you have only up to 20 days to transform a flat lawn into a flawless masterpiece. Yeah, I know, right? It's like you take possession and then you got to right? And so a lot of these main show gardens can cost anywhere from like £100,000 to £500,000 plus, and it will require sponsorship. So like a lot of these gardens, you're going to be like sponsored by blah, blah, blah. And the one thing I was thinking about was like, what happens to all the gardens afterwards? Like it just kind of seems like a waste. Like, do the plants go back to the garden center and then they're sold? No, they have an afterlife, and they actually get relocated to schools, hospitals, and community parks. Like, how cool is that?
But like, so if we wanted to Golden Acre wanted to do a garden there, we'd have to submit our plan now.
I'll go.
We would have to submit our plan now, basically. But the thing is, if you're the gardener doing it, you would have had to have conceptualized it maybe 3 or 4, because you're not seeing 4-inch perennials there. You're seeing mature garden perennials. Yes. You're seeing 10-foot tall birch trees.
Yeah. I mean, in some cases you're seeing, and we'll see in the winner of this year's show, is they actually had this like Mother Nature statue sort of carved out of an old willow tree. And it was on the side, like that probably would have been a few years, like you said, to conceptualize.
And then they get more than 30 people applying. So you've done all the work, you've submitted your blueprint, you're ready to go, and you don't win the lottery or the approval.
And some of them are like legacy designers. They've been doing this for like decades.
Oh, I'm sure in that world, especially in the UK, there's names attached.
100%. Something I thought that you might find interesting is there was not one manicured grass lawn. Like, in the past, they would have been like, this is part of it, right?
100%.
But they were like, no. Unanimously, all the designers opted for meadowscaping. They got gravel paths, large boulders.
And that wasn't a thematic rule.
It wasn't like a rule. No, they all opted for it. And they said it was more towards like the whole change in climate. Lower maintenance, drought tolerant. A lot of native plants were put in this year. Like, isn't that great? That's like something you've been advocating for years, and it's kind of becoming a thing.
And exactly. And the thing is that when I say it, some people will be like, well, I may or may not agree with your opinion. When these guys say it, people sit up and listen.
Like, you're going to find this stuff in garden centers. I swear. You're going to find this on, like Instagram.
So we've been like cutting edge. We're living on the edge. We're like hipster gardeners.
Yeah. Well, okay. So speaking of hipster, some new plants have been unveiled.
Okay. I tell you about their root system, but they're too underground for you.
You can leave.
That was my garden hipster. Oh my God, that's it. Okay, sorry. New joke just developing.
So I would want to go for all of the, like, you can go into this place that has a bunch of like businesses and stuff like that, brands.
Okay.
And David Austin had a booth there. So they actually unveiled a new rose called the David Beckham rose for his 50th birthday. David Beckham was there this year.
I didn't get a rose for my 50th birthday.
No, you didn't.
No, I did not.
No, the Colin Hayles rose.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Yellow. Yeah. Well, if it was yellow and red, it would be the colors of Northumberland, where I'm from.
Actually, it would be black and white.
Black and white, I would take that.
Black and white rose.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would take that. 100%.
That actually would be perfect.
Yeah. What color was David's rose? Beckham's rose?
It was very soft white. Speaking of roses, Harkin's rose or Harkness rose. They have what's called the Parkinson's rose. It features little scent to reflect the loss of smell by those with Parkinson's. Like, looking at it, you wouldn't know that.
Yep.
But when you dig into a lot of what the garden industry is doing, you see a lot of intentional
It's deliberate because what do you think when you think rose? You think beautiful, England, but you also think fragrance.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you would smell that one and be like, oh, they hybridized this. They created this they couldn't do a fragrance. And then you find out it was a deliberate to make you think.
Exactly. There was also the plant of the year, which this year was a hosta, and it was called Red Ninja.
Red Ninja.
Okay, just from the name alone, I want to include it in my garden. But if you haven't seen it, it's got a red tinge to it. Like it's like red in the middle and it's got the green on the outside. I have never seen a hosta like that.
Almost like one of those like burgundy or
like it looked like a calathea, to be honest with you. It was kind of cool. But usually when you see hostas, it's like lime green, white, blue,
yellows, like this. Yeah.
Never have I seen a red one.
Variegations of any of those colors, but I don't think I've ever seen a red in a hosta.
Right. So I kind of want a little red ninja in my garden. Actually, red's been interesting this year because the Monrovia hydrangea was also red this year.
It was,
Right? So
when we looked at it.
Is red trending? I don't know. It's my favorite color, so I hope so.
And it's the year of the cabbage, so red cabbage. I'm just saying.
And we're stretching. Okay, let's move on.
I'm just bringing things in.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of the gardens because this is why I wanted to talk about it today. It is so inspirational. And let's start with the one garden that actually won this year.
Oh, yes.
On the Edge. And it was sort of a play between the balance between rural landscapes and the urban landscapes and how we're sort of missing out on the countryside and how we have to protect it.
A lot. And I remember that back when I was in England that long ago, and people were already talking about urban sprawl.
Yes.
Because England's been very developed for a very long time. Like they've absolutely over the years before we knew any better destroyed a lot of the natural flora and fauna. And now they're bringing it back. Like, for example, in England, it's illegal to use peat moss because they won't dredge the peat bogs anymore.
Yeah.
So they're really looking at going, hey, we've made mistakes. Let's fix those mistakes. The fact that this was the winner. Look at that sculpture.
So the sculpture is made out of a willow tree and it's been carved out to look like Mother Nature.
Oh my
God. And it's sort of like this immersive experience because on the bottom end, it's very intricate. And on the bottom end, it sort of like has a place for you to go and walk underneath it as sort of an archway. So they've added architectural design. They've added a lot of layered trees. Like this doesn't even look like it.
That looks like 20 years, not 20 days.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. And you'll notice a lot of these gardens. So just to give you a heads up, I'm going to place this link in our show notes. So head to goldenacre.ca/podcast and you can see this post. A lot of these are you can see the Alzheimer's Society garden, the asthma and lung, bat conservation. There's a nocturnal garden. Let's go into that one. That's kind of cool.
You know, you kind of expect when you hear something gardening and they're sponsored, you kind of expect to see like Miracle Grow or Premier Tech to name some of the big North American brands. But then you see it's Alzheimer's and bats and asthma. And you're like, I like your sponsors too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You guys are knocking this out of the park this year.
And it kind of brings awareness to some interesting things. So for example, for the bat one, it's a nocturnal garden and it demonstrates how easy it is to grow plants that support our 18 resident British bat species. Is dark with touches of light blooms with native plants that may have been once considered weeds.
Yep. And isn't that great that they list
again
the suitable plants?
Yes. So if you want to do it, then I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're in England, this is an easy way, but maybe just finding out if some of these are applicable here in Canada.
And some of them are, for example, Sambucus. Might not be that exact one, but I know Sambucus does grow in parts of Canada. I believe we have some in our tree lot.
Acer sounds familiar. Acer is
a maple.
There you go. So I think we might be able to do that. Maple can get kind of funky here. This is called heliotropic carousel.
Nice.
So heliotropic, remind me.
So heliotropic is a blend of sun and turning. Like there's a plant called the heliotrope. And it moves with the sun. Sunflowers are heliotropic.
That's why it's called that. That's awesome. But this one is a rotating glass room that physically turns with the sun.
With the sun.
So it's kind of like the Calgary Tower in Calgary.
Just a lot slower because that doesn't turn with the sun.
I wonder, like, say you were sitting in there, would you even feel it turning?
I can't.
I don't think so.
I would say no. But basically what it means is you put your plants in the morning on the east side, they're going to be in sun, which means your shade lovers will always be in shade.
Yes. So easy peasy, right?
I dig that.
I also love the amount of color in this one. So you've got this bright merry-go-round horse that's pink. And then the actual sort of a shed, for lack of a better term, is bright yellow.
And they made it work because, those colors together could absolutely be a nightmare.
Yeah.
But they've made it work. Bring color back.
Yes. Bring color back. Dracaena, Euphorbia, Anthurium, Oxalis. So all things that you would be finding in our houseplant department by designer John Kitchen.
Love Honey presents Aphrodite's hothouse doesn't sound like the title in a garden. It sounds like a title I'd be like, you can't put that on the podcast.
It kind of sounds a little spicy for like the Chelsea Flower Show. I love that.
Yeah, it's risky.
It is.
Risky is the word we're looking for.
So they actually said that
sounds like your romance novel.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a garden just for me. The ultimate pleasure garden.
It's a garden just for me.
So it's boundary pushing hot houses, lush, fragrant, and just a little bit naughty.
Oh, okay, so we nailed it.
That was the intention. You wander through a tunnel of love, and it's got suggestive plants in it. Orchid, Anthurium,
love
garden teases. So, and I just love how bright red and pink everything is. It's just incredible. So another houseplant style one.
I like the fact that they're getting a little cheeky.
Yes, I do too.
Because at Chelsea, I'm going to be honest, when I was a kid, my parents would watch it when they were showing it on TV. Mm-hmm. And to me, it always felt very stuffy.
Yeah.
It seems now that they're going more sustainable, more approachable. They're being more self-aware, and they're getting a little risky and fun.
One of the things that I love seeing is the different planters that they put together, and also the layered effect. And like you said, you can see what kinds of plants they're using, and
it's not all or nothing.
Yeah.
So if you see something and you're like, oh my God, I love that. Obviously, you're not going to turn your whole garden into that. That's what that's about. It's inspiring. Yeah. And I think we'd be more inspired if we were walking the paths with our little Earl Greys and such.
Right, exactly. I actually dressed for the park today. If you were wondering why I'm wearing such a beautiful dress, do you think I could wear this to the Chelsea Flower Show? Do you think I could wear this to the World Cup?
Yeah. No team.
Do I have to, what team is this?
None. I mean, it's very
Argentina?
It's no. Oh.
This looks like Argentina.
Are you picking for Argentina or blue and white?
That's why I'm wearing blue and white.
It's the wrong blue.
Oh, it's the wrong blue. Yeah, so right now I don't look like any team.
No, you have to have the right blue.
I knew I was doing this wrong. So I'm just fit to go to the Chelsea Flower Show and not the World Cup.
Now, no, because now if you go to the World Cup, you would be safe because everybody's like, what team are you supporting? Oh, we're going to fight. And then they're like, oh, you're neutral. You're cool.
See, this is what I wonder if any fights happen at the garden show.
You go in with delphinium suck.
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram at The Helpful Gardeners Pod. Keep on growing, gardeners!